Let's begin with the political impasse in Niger, where the Economic Community of West African States has underscored its continued commitment for the restoration of constitutional order through peaceful means. In a communique read by the president of ECOWAS, Omar Aliyu Toure, on the Niger Coup, after the ECOWAS extraordinary meeting in Abuja on Thursday, the regional body directed the president of the commission to monitor the implementation of the sanctions. The body restated its strong condemnation of the attempted coup d'etat and the continued illegal detention of President Mohamed Bazoum, his family, and members of his government.
Taking note of the expiration of the one-week ultimatum given for the restoration of constitutional order in the Republic of Niger, decide as follows. A, reiterates its strong condemnation of the attempted coup d'etat and the continued illegal detention of President Mohamed Bazoum, his family, and members of his government. B, further condemns the condition in which President Bazoum is being detained and hold the CNSP fully and solely responsible for the safety, security, and physical integrity of President Bazoum, members of his family, and government. C, uphold all measures and principles agreed upon by the extraordinary summit held on Niger on 30th July 2023. Underscore the determination of the ECOWAS authority to keep all options on the table for the peaceful resolution of the crisis. Enforce all measures, in particular border closures and strict travel bans and assets freeze, on all persons or groups of individuals whose actions hinder all peaceful efforts aimed at ensuring the smooth and complete restoration of constitutional order. Warn member states who, by their action directly or indirectly, hinder the peaceful resolution of the crisis in Niger, about the consequences for their action before the community. Call on the African Union to endorse all the decisions taken by the ECOWAS authority on the situation in Niger. Further call on all partner countries and institutions, including the United Nations, to support ECOWAS in its effort to ensure a quick restoration of constitutional order in conformity.
I am being joined on the news by TVC State House correspondent Femi Akonde to discuss the ECOWAS resolutions. Femi, there is some level of controversy around the communique because what people are saying now is that, look, ECOWAS is ready to go to war immediately because of that deployment of ECOWAS troops that was put there. But another part also said ECOWAS is committed to all options, and the last part of that communique was talking about peaceful resolution. Clarify all of these points for us, just so people get a better picture of ECOWAS resolution.
Yes, Precious, what ECOWAS is saying is that all options are on the table. Initially, there was the option of the use of force. At that time, the standby force had not been activated. What ECOWAS has done right now is to activate the standby force. So as they continue exploring other options to seeking an amicable resolution to the standoff in Niger Republic, if they have exhausted all of those options and they are left with no other option, then that deployment will happen. We do not know when the deployment will happen, how it will happen, but that standby force will now be activated, ready for deployment. And they also said that, well, to be deployed to Niger Republic. We are again hearing that ECOWAS is trying to still be diplomatic in the language they are using to talk about the deployment of the standby force, because there has been a lot of pushback against the deployment of military forces putting boots on the ground in Niger Republic. But what ECOWAS has done right now is to activate this standby force ready to deploy if all other options fail. Precious.
And I like that you said if all other options fail. That doesn't mean that ECOWAS is going to war immediately. I just want you to speak on that because that's the narrative are being pushed, especially on social media?
Well, ECOWAS did not say if they are going to war immediately. What they have done is to put the standby force, activate the standby force that will be closely monitoring the situation in Niger Republic. And you know that the situation in Niger Republic is also fast developing. Things are changing very fast in Niger Republic. It's just to ensure that, well, the time for there's no that time between activation and deployment is managed, and when the situation deteriorates to the point where ECOWAS needs to move in or send in troops, all of that will be done with the speed of light. It's a bit technical right now. ECOWAS would also in the coming days have to come out to give clarity to what really they mean in their communique, when troops will be moving into the Niger Republic, how the deployment will be done. But one thing that is clear and unambiguous is that the standby force of ECOWAS will be activated. Precious.
Thank you so much, Femi, for that update. We'll continue to follow these developments. Our State House correspondent there, Femi, live for us in Abuja.